I'm going recording. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody for making it this evening. It's Friday night. It's sort of post full moon. I hope you all managed to have a good last few days. I know I keep sort of speaking about the fact that it is this sort of post eclipse kind of integration type of time where our body is catching up to our spiritual journey that we've been on. So for a lot of people, they've been just noticing their body talking to them a little bit. Um, they've been noticing dreams have been pretty big, quite profound, clear, um, unmasked, unhinged. You can just kind of dive into that information. And a lot of the stuff that's been coming at us lately has been something that can be quite useful. And in that, I mean, with Mercury in retrograde and things changing just as of yesterday, Mercury kind of went direct again, but isn't really moving very quickly. So we noticed still for a couple of weeks till about May 13th or so that we can still be in that little bit of a retrograde shadow with Mercury. And so what may occur is communications in a way that relates to astrologically what's sort of going on right now. And to clarify on that a little bit is that you may be having conversations with people where they might be kind of urging you or pushing you a little bit, and we might feel that sort of like um we may feel a little bit offended, or they think we're not doing it well enough, or they may be being, we might be taking it as criticism. But I want to urge you to take what's being said to you as maybe ways of the universe communicating with you, saying, maybe I should take a look at that. What is that trying to teach me? What do I want to be better? Maybe that'll help me. Maybe they're helping me recognize um, things that I need to change, instead of kind of being defensive, or being sort of in those lower. It gets easier as you're remaining in those sort of higher frequencies, but to really now integrate into those higher frequencies on many different levels. And because of Mercury, the communication aspect might be a little bit tumultuous, or it might be a little bit um, over the top, or kind of push your boundaries a little bit in sort of testing you, reacting or responding, coming from the heart or coming from the head. Being able to actually really kind of be open to whatever anybody's saying to you, not to take abuse by any means, but to look for truths. It's kind of like this full moon light is shining its light on the things we don't need to hang on to anymore, those old patterns, but also, what it is that we're really um, aligning to and where we're going. And so we may get some indicators that we would sometimes overlook, or not appreciate them for what they really are. And as Mercury's kind of coming out of this whole retrograde um, phase, we actually have this week where there's no planets in retrograde. And so it feels kind of like a fast moving sort of week, where this is probably the more magical week of April than even when the eclipses were happening. And this is all of these things have been sort of occurring, coming into our field so that we can see them, work with them, process them. But now it's like, okay, this week is now what are we going to do? Where are we really going? We've chosen, we've made up our minds about some things. And on Wednesday, I believe everybody here was there for our meditation on Wednesday, where we kind of um, really sort of dialed in this new story, this what it is that we really have been seeing glimpses of for a very long time, sometimes like even way back into childhood, as we're coming into remembering who we were and who we really are, and taking what works and with us, and leaving the rest in kind of that um in that full moon light where we can really choose to sort of not carry it around anymore and really allow our wishes to to really matter by putting them into matter, by actually taking the action steps, actually starting to write things, to put those thoughts, those ideas into matter, to actually have them be created, right? To act, in actuality, bring it into that 3D, all this 5D growth that we've had. And as we've been doing this, the body is sort of catching up. This is our 8 year, this is our physical year. This um this whole phase that we're going through right now with all these changes is so unique. It's kind of like it's happening. It's this place where you can quantum jump, this place where you can really rewrite your story. You can really make up your mind and have that support to have it as be as easy as possible in moving forward by literally starting to grow this muscle, right? There's some deep grooves. There's some really deep patterns, some really old patterns that, you may have found yourself saying this week, like, oh, I'm just what was some that I remember saying just as an example, like, oh, I was washing a bunch of little teacups last night for this church community theater group that I help out with. Because of my kids and family and such. And I was washing all these little teacups, and generally, anyone that knows me doesn't allow me around little teacups, and because I end up breaking things. Like I don't mean to, but dishes I always smash. And I didn't say it out loud, but I felt myself thinking it like a few times. I almost said it out loud. Oh, I'm not usually allowed around all this like fine, intricate glass that has matching teacups and saucers. And then if you smash a teacup, then now that saucer is like these people have been doing this for 30 years as they're devastated if a teacup breaks. And here I am washing all these dishes. And it felt so different. I'm feeling like a different person. I didn't say it. I didn't feel it. I didn't break anything. I'm perfectly capable of washing little teacups. I can not be that bull in the china shop that I used to sort of think I was, but that was an identity, right? Just these little thoughts, those things that you have told yourself that about who you are and how you are, like being late all the time, or I always do that. That's just I've done that since I was a kid. These are the things that are coming up so that we can look at them and go, is it really true? Is that something that I want to carry forward? So tonight we're going to set an intention to um allow that stuff to release from the body, because as the body is trying to adjust and trying to catch up with us, it's also remembering all these things that we um, have maybe forgotten. And we think about, becoming really healthy, and we have to sort of take away all these things, and we have to restrict and constrict ourselves. But what if we thought of it as, giving ourselves the energy, giving ourselves the nutrients, giving ourselves the intuitive time and commitment to actually taking care of ourselves. As I started to come into that this week, I was actually Samara's timeline. She posted a video from this doctor, and it was incredible. I actually listened to it as I was driving to an out of town game, because it was like it's almost a couple hours long, but it's wonderful in just explaining how genetically we are just sort of predisposed to both our parents' genes, right? So if one of them has a kind of a faulty gene or something that's a little bit off, then we get 50% of that. And so there's all these sort of gene markers where this doctor, he used to be an insurance guy, basically looking at when people would die, because that was how it sort of all worked. And he'd find these things and want to contact these people and couldn't. And he gets emotional about it as he's talking about it, but he quits his job and starts this company where they do this really unique blood testing. And then his kids have actually joined and become nurses, and they're working with him doing this whole business where you can send your blood in to be tested in all sorts of ways to see what kind of things are methylating, what kind of things aren't. There's sort of like 5 major ones. And it was just like, I thank you for sharing that, Samara, because I it reignited that knowledge that I have inside that like I've been beating myself up for being so tired and, needing more rest than usual, even though for like most of my life, I didn't ever sleep enough and sleep wasn't something that I honored or valued. It just wasn't ever on my value list. It was like for the week, kids sleep when you're dead. There was these stories that we were told as families. And I thought for a moment just tuning in, and it was like, oh yeah, I haven't even been taking my vitamin D3. Like 50% of people aren't getting enough vitamin D3 in their bodies. So nothing can really work right. Getting back into my vitamins again that are sitting on the counter, like, yeah, I know it. Yeah, I've got it. Am I taking it? This week is like that, those little action steps for me. That's where it's at. I'm adding things, giving myself the food, the nutrients, so that my body can work properly. Like it's common sense, we think. And I pulled a card before this, and it was the crown chakra, and it's like you think these things, you think it's just common sense, but are you actually applying it to yourself? Like these things that, yeah, I know, but I know better too, right? So this week is kind of like that opportunity with all the masculine and feminine balancing out. This is the side effect, the beautiful side effect of it, is that our chakras can align, our energies can align, we can move forward, we can support ourselves, right? Like we're feeling it, and it's being these wishes that we've had forever, but now we can actually make it a creation. We have empowered ourselves, and whether that's now understanding we're going to be moving into true nature and purpose over the next little while, right? Like really dialing that in, and what it feels like to actually take those steps forward. We're able to finally feel that without all the crud. So tonight we're going to do a little meditation where we make some space in the body for these new downloads and uploads, and really ask for that intention to turn into creation, and allow that body to be healed and cleared, and just letting a lot of that stuff go. I started to get into it at the end of Wednesday's session about the body, but when we know how it works, it's so much easier to I don't want to say manipulate, but so much easier to do the thing that works for you, that feels good. And this is kind of like conscious creation as well. We're all here because we're understanding this at a level where um, we've now made up our minds that this is really something um, that we really want to do, that we really are ready for, right? Like really ready to kind of make those changes, really ready to, like, it's like you get this chance. Why wouldn't we take it? And especially when we're so cosmically supported. This really hasn't happened in a lot of ways. I won't go too much into the um all of the conjunctions and things that are going on, but it's so profound how everything is just really supporting us to bring us to a new level of understanding, and actually now um, truly manifesting what it is that we're ready to create. And with this full moon kind of allowing a lot of these things to release, it creates that space, and we're feeling it. We're actually feeling that physical integration of it. Like it's really quite strong. And for those of you that have been feeling it in your body, it's like, yeah, it's strong, all right. So now it's just a nice opportunity to tonight just kind of go in and do a little bit of a cleansing. So it'll feel really good. So um I think one of the biggest takeaways for this week is that when we're not, I feel like that energy, that motivation for a lot of people um, to really kind of keep this going. It's nice that Julie started Monday night or Monday afternoons doing a little bit of a morning routine type thing, but allowing yourselves to get connected at least once a day, right? Yeah, it's been awesome. It's feeling really good to just kind of have that, because I was doing Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays for a while, but this is just perfect where she's been able to pick up those Mondays after I had to kind of ease back a little bit. and that was what I always liked doing on Mondays, was kind of, yeah, getting set up for the week. And that's definitely something that has come at the absolute perfect opportunity, to be able to just kind of give us a chance to sort of start from the beginning, really look at how we can better set ourselves up by making some healthy decisions. For some, might be, like I say, the vitamins, the very basics, the things that we know that we need to take. Sometimes we're not even able to actually absorb those vitamins. So there's some that are methylated that are a little bit better. But what I found really quite profound by that whole doctor's talk was, it came back to the same basic 5 things. That is, making sure that you have enough water, that you're hydrated. He recommends sea salt. Um, there's a couple different kinds, like a Celtic sea salt, or one that has all the minerals in it. So that's the first thing he does before he does anything during the day. We'll take a glass of about 8 ounces of water and put about a teaspoon of salt in, and end up drinking it. Most of the time we say like an eighth of a teaspoon is perfect to start with. But just kind of getting those minerals in your body first thing, it's like it's feeding your cells. It's like, I have not been doing that. That is definitely probably a reason that I don't have the cortisol balance that I need for the morning, right? Resetting the adrenals. I was talking about the adrenal glands with someone this week, using some magnolia oil on the adrenal glands to help them reset, help your cortisol levels out a little bit, your stress levels, right? Looking at the chronic fight or flight stress that we've been in. Grounding was one of the main things that he talked about, and truly allowing the magnetic energy of the earth to balance us out. It's like going on a supercharger, putting your feet on the ground. We're always removed from it. We're always on some kind of floor, always have a shoe on, literally. I remember it was probably about 6 months ago where it was like, just go out and lie on the ground, like belly down, like connect with your belly button, your solar plexus, like put it on the ground, totally ground yourself. People are all over the grounding mats and the grounding mattress covers and all this kind of stuff, where I've even seen where you can go to, we have Radio Shack in Canada. I'm not sure about the States, but you can get like a grounding rod, and people just take a copper wire, attach the grounding rod to the ground, and then attach the copper wire to their bed, make their own mat for like, or their own mattress grounder for $25 or whatever it is. There's definitely ways to do it. Um, just kind of it's the basics. It's all things that I won't go too much into, but it's all things that we know, right? Breath work was the major thing. Was we have so much stale air in our diaphragm. So he likes Wim Hof, and I know you guys know about Wim Hof, and I've done a little bit of an intro thing on what he does, but he does the deep breath holds and the fire power breaths, releasing all that stale oxygen so that fresh oxygen can get in. Like, I know this, the cold plunges, I don't think he talks about that, but infrared, detoxing your body, allowing your body to naturally do it. Sometimes it doesn't even take any extra resources or income to be able to do a lot of these things, right? And some supplementation, basic. I mean, even without doing the blood work, if you're taking some B12 and some D3, which are the biggest ones that people are missing in their systems, that can be a huge thing. And it can just, like, we know this stuff, but it's like I needed that reminder. And so and even looking at my oils and things like that, I've started using them a lot more. I have a little scanner. It's this cool little machine that you hold on to, and it's like a GSR, kind of like a Apple Watch sort of thing. So you turn it on and you hold on to it. You just scan through an app on my phone, hold it for like 30 seconds, and it scans the frequencies of your body, and it tells you what oils are the best for you. So I did that for myself, which I never do. It was like November that I did it last year. Um, I laughed when I saw that. And I knew holy basil, which is Tulsi oil, would be super good for detoxing, but it didn't occur to me until I actually read that that was my number one oil. And I was like, oh yeah, it's because I need to detox. Well, that would be exactly what I've been looking for. It's exactly what I've been wanting to do. All I need to do is just throw a drop of my holy basil in my water. Like, so I have it. I have it sitting here. Like, it's just so silly. And the inflammation, well, turmeric was the second thing that came up. That's so perfect for inflammation. I've got a bottle of capsules on my windowsill that I have not been taking. Like, it's just these beautiful things that are coming up as insights. It doesn't have to be this profound, this is what you're meant to do with your life. You need to do this exact thing. It's just setting that intention just last week to remove pain from my body, to heal. It then led me to do the scan. It then led me to the exact things that I needed that are sitting in my kitchen right now that I can go and take. I'm drinking lemon water tonight instead of having tea or coffee. Just little changes that I just like, oh, I felt like water. And then I felt like my lemon. And I was like, oh, my lemon oil's upstairs. And no, it's actually the first one that's sitting right by my computer. Like, it's all just exactly lining up. If you just sort of follow that, that's the path of least resistance, right? So I went on a little bit of a tangent. I apologize, but I loved that video. It sparked all the things that I already knew to be like, that's what you need to do. That's just what you need to do. And then staying in that intention, setting that every day has just led to more and more choices every day, feeling better, having more energy, getting out of those little grooves, those old patterns that were sort of set up in the mind as you've got to keep going. You can't sleep enough. You can't rest. You like literally hearing the sort of mother voice telling you what you can and can't do, and then understanding what you really know, and finally making that choice to listen to yourself, to listen to your intuition, and to trust that the universe has your back, and to trust that you know what you're doing, to trust that these insights that you're getting are meant for you. And you can always, muscle test to that, really kind of get into the field. Just, is this a yes? Is this a no? So these eclipses, this full moon, it hasn't necessarily felt um easy because it's been a lot, but I feel like most people are handling things very well as they're coming up. They're just almost noticing that they're handling it well. And it's kind of like this, oh, look how far I've come. This is quite amazing. I'm actually feeling kind of like a different person. Now, this is sort of that wobbly week where we get to experience life every day as this new person and sort of keep going as this new person, even if this new person is just a person who is slowing down a little bit and connecting to their heart and speaking with love. And maybe what you want is to create more um copacetic relationships, more loving relationships with people that are like-minded, that you're just like ready to sort of experience more of that, to be a little bit more open in sharing these conversations, these feelings with people who are sort of like you, and setting that intention. It's just like the health thing. It's the, oh, I have this membership here. I have this ability to go here. Or I remember I loved this group. I'm gonna go just sort of touch back in. Or maybe those friends, those people that have been kind of in the back of your head that are stirring around a little bit. Maybe it is a good time to reach out to them now. Mercury retrograde is sort of over. If there's a reason and you're feeling inspired, it never hurts to throw some love out to a certain person in a certain way, even if it's not reciprocated. It's still you, or even sending it to them just from the heart, just really kind of sending some of that healing energy out around the world. This is why I think this is why we're here. We're meant to be sharing this love. This is how we are truly being able to kind of heal the world, one emotion at a time, one person at a time, making the impact that we want to. But it has to sort of come from inside, from that place where you just want to, where you're inspired to, because you're actually taking care of yourself and you're actually feeling good, and you're running this body, this temple on good fuel, and you're paying attention to what is going into it, energy wise, nutrition wise, um, physically, right? Even just what you're choosing to be around. as far as this weekend goes and into this week, especially with Saturday coming up tomorrow, is kind of like we're supposed to be able to sort of ground and meditate a little bit this weekend. And that may not happen Saturday. So utilize the time on Sunday you have to actually kind of do a little bit of this reset, get yourself sort of, if you get too busy tomorrow, don't let that stop the momentum. Start over Sunday, start over Monday, whatever it may be. Um, so if you guys are ready, I feel like I'd love to just take you into a meditative space where we just actually, I feel like just like let's just get the healing going. It's like I did talk a lot on Wednesday about the planetary energies and all this kind of stuff going on. But the gist of this week is that this is kind of like the most important or the most impactful week I think that we're going to have as far as now really making those wishes reality, making those wishes creations, and being able to notice, right? If we're problem solving or if we're feeling like lack or we're feeling any of those lower emotions, we're in that problem solving mode, being able to actually pull ourselves up and pull ourselves out of that a lot more. Venus is coming in to kind of give us some beautiful healing around relationships and self-love, and we've had this kind of self-worth upgrade, and so this is really that integration of the body. So that's why I really want to get into this body work. My hands are kind of tingling already. The matrix energetics frequencies are kind of sneaking in already. I feel some of them coming in. There's one that's much like this. It's almost like a placental type of blue-green energy that's like this um, viscous type of fluid that can sort of come in and sort of coat us. And I just feel that color and that plasma type of energy start to come in. It's kind of neat. It's just been sort of popping in lately. So I want us to do a little bit of the pranayama type breathing, where what we do is we actually integrate the feminine and the masculine. And on Wednesday, I had you guys breathing in and feeling it on the left-hand side of your body, and then breathing out and feeling it on the right-hand side of your body. And so what we're going to do today is just to start us off for just a minute or so. I want you guys to just plug one nostril, and then we're going to switch it. So we're going to plug the other nostril. So some people choose to do a thumb on one side and a finger on the other so that you could just quickly sort of close, because we're going to breathe in through our left and we're going to breathe out through our right. And you can look at your nostrils and you can see which is more getting more energy. If the left nostril is a little bit bigger, it's usually your feminine energy is a little bit more prevalent. That's sort of your more of a feminine energy dominant. If the right side is closed, that's basically what that means. If the right side is open, that's your masculine, that it's flowing, it's functional, that masculine side, the energy is balanced. It can be a little bit contracted or maybe forced, this kind of thing. So you can look at your nostrils and everybody has two different, most people, there's not many, I've seen like very few very balanced people. It's quite neat, but this can help to actually balance that out as well. So when we're starting, we're just going to plug that right side. So we're going to breathe in through our left. And I want you to just feel that oxygen, that air moving in through your left. And as you breathe out, you're going to breathe out through the right side of your nostril. And I just want you to continue this. I'm not going to do it at the same time with my hand in front of my face, but as you're breathing in through the left nostril. And then as you breathe out, you're going to breathe out through the right nostril. And I want you to start feeling that. Keep doing that for as long as you're comfortable. When you feel as though you want to stop, just go into regular breathing, and you can stop the intranasal breathing. But I want you to feel it into the whole left-hand side of your body as you're breathing in. Feel that oxygen as it's penetrating that whole left side of your body, almost like it's moving circularly up from the bottom of your toes all the way up to your head. And as you start to breathe out, I want you to imagine it coming over to the right side of your head, and the oxygen and the air and the carbon dioxide all leaving your body as it needs to through that right hand nostril, all the way out the right hand side. And then as you're breathing in, you're switching and breathing in through the left hand nostril, and feel that energy moving now through your whole left side as it starts to swirl and come up. And just infuse every cell on the left hand side, and then just imagine it coming over to the right as you start to exhale out through that right nostril, and feel it all leaving the right side of your body. And I want you to imagine that air now as it's like it's gathering light, as it's starting to move around your body, and it's starting to become a light source moving through your body. And if it feels good to continue, you can do this for another minute or so if you enjoy it. And if you're ready to just switch into regulated breathing, I'd like you to just slow your breath down and start to notice your belly filling as you're breathing in. I want you to imagine that you can see your soul star above your head right now, this chakra that's just a few inches above your skull. And I want you to imagine this ball of light, this beautiful white ball of light, your soul star, just shining and illuminating above your body. And I want you to imagine it coming down through your crown chakra that's opening. Your crown chakra is opening and allowing this ball of light to come in, and it's now following the rhythm of your breath, going up the left-hand side of your body and around and down the right, and this soul star is moving through your whole body, illuminating everything that's ready to be seen, illuminating the parts of your soul that have only been ready now to start to open up, to being illuminated. Allow your whole body to start being lit up by your soul star moving through your body, just like the energy of your breath. And I want you to imagine it moving through the body and lighting it up even more, illuminating your body until it almost turns in to light itself, as you imagine yourself just turning into light particles, just floating in the shape of your body, in the shape of your body. And imagine now your soul star coming up above your head, illuminating your soul to you for the first time, your soul imprint, your soul blueprint. And imagine that joining with this light source of your body as you can see all these cells start to come into this beautiful line of integration. As you notice this full moon light above you, the full moon light is way up in the sky. This pink moon, this shade of pink has now lit up this beautiful soul body imprint that you've maybe never seen before. It's cascading like this beautiful light beam, just showing you the balance as you join and you integrate with this new choice of what it is you're really ready, what you've really made up your mind about. What is it that you're really ready to start creating more of in your life? And I want you to just start imagining this future version, this new story, this great unfolding. We don't even know this enlightenment that's happened, this shift that we have no idea what this is about to bring. We are just in these beautiful baby steps of realizing all of these things that have been holding us back, any densities, any energies in the body, any old stories that we're just truly ready to let go of now. And as this full moon shines above us, I want you to just imagine feeling this connection straight to your heart. The full moon is shining this light beam right into your heart as all this energy is swirling around, integrating. These beautiful light cells are all coming together, recoding these old, deep neuropathic caverns that we have in our body, lighting up some of these deepest, darkest grooves that are old patterns that just no longer serve. And I want you to just notice that these are starting to dissipate and disintegrate from the body as you choose to light this up with the full moon in the intention of letting these things go. And ask the full moon to assist you in truly leaving these old beliefs, these old patterns behind, truly setting that intention. Maybe you're ready to stop being controlled by what everybody else thinks. Maybe you're ready to stop allowing yourself to struggle. Maybe you want more now to succeed than you want to struggle. Maybe you want more now to make an impact on people than you do to suffer. Maybe now you're ready to be seen without worrying who's going to see you or what they're going to think, and knowing that that's their own stuff. Ready to let these stories go, let these fears stop controlling us. Let other people and their opinions stop controlling us. Taking that power back, knowing who we are, feeling sovereign in ourselves, feeling enlightened in what we know we really truly deserve, and what we can do when we really allow ourselves to be our authentic selves, our truth, when we operate from our truth. I want you to imagine now that the full moon's able to actually light up these beautiful, dense areas and heal them. Like you can feel these cells starting to reintegrate in your body, starting to speed up, starting to change color, starting to move, starting to float away from the body. And I want you to imagine now that all the way up from the ground, there are roots that can connect to your feet, like you're connecting to being a tree that's looking for the water underneath. And you can almost feel, when you connect with that part of the earth, with that place where the crystal grid, with all the matrix of the universe, with all of the energies, with all the meridians, the lines, the timelines, the matrix, allowing yourselves to plug into that, allowing yourself to draw the energy from the earth now, to flush your body all the way from the feet where you've been walking this path. This is journey, this is career, this is where you're going, what you're meant to do, your true calling. Allowing it to just truly purge, cleanse, transmute any energies down in the feet and the lower legs that have been slowing your path, that have been slowing you from stepping forward. And choose to take a little step forward away from that energy, allowing it to stay behind. As you're moving forward, you're moving closer to the moon. You're feeling her energy come down now into your knees, where you show the world who you really are, where you know you're pointed, where you feel as though you're meant to be going. Allow yourself to shake off any of those untruths, any of those stories, any of those resistant bands that have been keeping you from truly allowing yourself to be who you are. And allowing that light to come up, that energy, those cells to recode anything in and around the knees and the legs as it moves up into the hips, where a lot of the fears have stopped us. And allowing your body to just lose those fears, to remove, to let them go, to choose. You've made up your mind to let go of being afraid of being abandoned, being afraid of not being perfect, being afraid of not knowing all the answers, being afraid of what you're capable of, being afraid of failing, being afraid of succeeding, being afraid to forgive yourself, being afraid to let go of the struggle, being afraid to disappoint yourself or others. Allowing that light to move up the hips, to regenerate, to transmute, to cleanse and clear anything around the hips and the root chakra. Moving up, allowing that light to start moving up into the lower abdomen, into the womb, into those deep ingrained beliefs, into those deep ingrained traumas, the ones that we shoved down so far that we thought maybe we'd never see them again. And in fact, are ready to let go of. And allow yourself to feel that move up into the stomach and allow your stomach to want to purge. And I want you to imagine now that you can actually open your mouth and you can feel the light that's healing all of this energy from the sacral plexus, from the solar plexus, moving up and spiraling around the stomach, all that gut wrenching stuff, all of the things that have been packed way down. I want you to imagine now that you have a bin in front of you, a garbage bag, something, doesn't matter what color it is. You may see rainbows, you may see black. I want you to imagine having this big giant garbage bag that you can actually purge all of this stuff in, let it push out of your throat, clear it out. Feel like you're puking it up, like you're literally purging and releasing, allowing this stuff to release from those deep, dark spaces of your body. Imagine that coming out as light, as ooze, as razor blades, whatever it may be. Allow it to come up and out. It may just be dark energy. It may have an actual shape. Allow it to leave your body now. Choose to set the intention to let that go right into that garbage bag. And when you feel as though you've purged and you might feel burping or things moving or twitching in your body, just allow that to move physically through. Allow that release to happen. Let that go into that garbage bag, into that bin, and you can imagine taking it down to the end of the driveway, or maybe you're driving it all to the dump right now and you're just tossing, you're letting it go. You're choosing to truly let go a lot of that old pain. Maybe you want to fill up another bin from the heart chakra. Maybe there's so much stuff that you just feel it actually leaving. You feel sparkles coming out, almost like pins and needles moving through the front of that chest cavity. Imagine giving it up to the moon, giving it up to this bin. Imagine allowing your body to physically let any of this heartache go, forgiving yourself, holding all these grudges against yourself, against others, holding this inability to forgive yourself, this grief. What if you chose now to just forgive yourself? You knew only what you knew then. If you knew now what if you knew then what you know now, you can choose to make different decisions, and you can choose not to beat yourself up about that past stuff that you cannot change. You can choose to not allow that to hold any real estate as you allow this to move through your heart. Allow that light to come up from the earth, regenerating the matrix, rewiring, recoding around your heart, above, below, beside, and all the way through. Allowing that energy to move through the top of your body, through your rib cage, through every rib, through every vertebrae, through your spine, where there's always felt like you're on your own, like this lack of support, that you're the only one that can do it. Allow your spine to start to regenerate, start to stack. Notice how you're sitting or lying. Allow your spine to refill that cerebrospinal fluid in between each little vertebrae in those discs, allowing it to balance out. Maybe there's too much in some, maybe there's too much in some other joints. Maybe there's some inflammation that's going all the way down the arms to the hands. Choose to lighten, choose to allow any of that dense energy to be called back into the full moon, to be called back into the earth with your breath. That energy exchange, choosing to let that go from your body, allowing it to feel lighter, allowing it to move all the way up into your throat chakra, where you can now speak your truth, but with kindness, with love, with intention, allowing yourself to hear the truth from the heart, allowing yourself to bring your head right into your heart, allowing your third eye to now open and expand, feeling that pressure from behind the eyebrows, right in the middle. Feel that energy start to move through your brain, now literally rewiring resurfacing some of those big contoured grooves and allowing water to come into the brain and start pressing out some of those big grooves. Start allowing this new you, start allowing this new version, this heart-centered, self-motivated, beautiful entity that's balanced out in such a gorgeous way. Look at the light now between your soul imprint and your body imprint, and allow that last bit of integration to come together as the crown chakra opens up, allowing your soul to truly join your body. And just notice what this really looks like, what this new version of how you're operating, this new timeline of you, this balanced version moving forward, empowered, what you're going to choose to be. What have you made your mind up about? What is it that you're really ready to create more of in your life? How does it feel to live in that space? And I want you to notice the energetic blueprint and feel the energy into that. I want you to feel how good it feels to allow yourself to have that, to allow yourself to create that, creating more space in the body, just allowing all of this energy to reintegrate, to reperceive some of these spaces, and allowing some space to move this week as you start to come into more insights and more actions, just knowing that you've created this space in your body. And imagine yourself connected to the earth as you're starting to envision this new you growing from this beautiful, innocent baby stage, this beautiful new life that you're ready to create, this beautiful new version of yourself that you're ready to operate from. And I want you to just imagine now taking a few nice deep breaths and allowing this energy to just circulate through your body. Feel it moving through the left and through the right. Feel it integrating. Notice any pressure, any places in your body that are calling attention right now. I feel in the head some work going on, some integration going on. I've just been doing a lot of energy work around the lower energy centers here, and I just want to move it up a little bit, feeling that heart feeling still heavy. Noticing any discomfort that's talking to you right now. We're inviting the body to speak to you to clear out any more spaces. There's some stuff around the left side underneath the shoulder blade a little bit where that heart has been broken. Just allow that love, that light energy, that soul star energy, that beautiful integration of light between your body and your soul to press this energy out, to allow it to leave your body, to allow it to disintegrate off, almost like effervescence coming from a cup. Imagining those little sparkles now into the heart, feeling that beautiful light start to move through the body, just integrating and allowing that pressure, that dense energy to come out like little effervescent bubbles popping off of the body. And now grounding yourself back in to your body. We've been able to jump timelines into the future where you can continue to create this every day. When you're ready, I want you to just notice your breath again. Take a few nice receiving breaths. Feeling your body, feeling how maybe it even feels a little bit different. Maybe it feels a little bit cleaner and clearer. It feels a little bit more open. Noticing any more spots in the body that are speaking to you. And I want you to send your breath down to the body part that is calling you, that's ready just to purge a little bit more. Just allowing this to move through. Those lower centers especially, there's just so much that's been stored down there that's ready to be purged. This is a beautiful time to choose now to just let the moonlight take it turn it into sparkles coming off of your body. Allow the earth to draw out anything else that needs to be left behind. When you're ready, you can come on back, just opening your eyes and knowing that some of these things may just be habits that we're ready to let go of. Some of these things may be certain relationships that we're ready to let go of. Maybe some of those limiting beliefs that we're ready to let go of. As of basically today, we have this opportunity to energetically balance and purge. And as we move into this week, we can align, we can bring in, we can get these insights into this clear version where it's just going to feel like that path of least resistance is with you, that you're on it, that you're not having to try and get back to it all the time. It's just going to feel more and more easy and aligned and flowing. So we have this week, enjoy it, make the absolute most out of it. You have tons of support, like usual, from Creatorsphere. Go on to creatorsphere.world, go log into the portal. Even if you've been having trouble before, just re-log in because we've done some updates on there, and you can get access to Michelle's Life Mapper and some of the content around that, some meditations, some good stuff that we have going on in there. You have support with us every day, almost, with different masterclasses, and know that we're always here, just sending you huge love. I'm hoping that was helpful for you guys, that just wanted to really cleanse out that body so that we can really allow this integration to happen this week. It just felt like this purge that needed to happen to allow this to really set in these things that we're ready to let go of. Setting that intention is all that matters. And part of that is that law of free will, that law of those laws of the universe, right? Choose to, even before you, if you're going to do this meditation again or the one from Wednesday, choose to set that intention. Choose that, yes, you're ready to connect. You're ready before you do your lenses type of realignment. Just choose to allow that connection, choose to allow that change to happen. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to those who will watch the replay on Facebook. Sorry we missed you this evening. Glad you can be a part of this energy anyways. I'm sending you guys huge love. Enjoy this week. And I will see you on Tuesday for Lunch and Learn. Take care, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye.